What's up, y'all? Peace, everybody. Back up in this thing. But yeah, been up in the lab trying to get my facts straight. Because when I come with this, I want everything to be factual. I want all my facts to be in a row. So I've been doing my little research, getting it together, making sure this is all going to be legit. And I came across this Democratic Handbook of 1898. This is an interesting book, prepared by the State Democrat Executive Committee of North Carolina. Now, although it was prepared by North Carolina Executive Committee, somehow in my mind I feel like this is just a playbook for the whole team. So I get to going through it, checking it out. It's an interesting book though. If you get a chance, Google that. I'm finna give you some interesting information. Hear a little bit of this. But all right, here we go. The more and more I read this thing, the more and more I started to realize that it was a code going on. And I started being able to read into the code. Let me see if I can start this off. So I'm reading it. This just is coming in. The condition of the public affairs that confront us for the most strenuous effort on part of all patriotic North Carolinians, really meaning the whole America Democratic Party, to restore good government to our beloved state. And it is hoped that this book will be found of value in presenting the issue of the campaign of the people. And the first words out of this that jump out at me, is good government to our beloved state. Good government, we'll get there. But I just stuck with state, that word state. So I got to thinking about the many definitions of the word state, state, state. And then suddenly it led me to hypnotic state. Like under a spell state. So then that led me to look up this word trance. So let's go check out this word trance. And then my mind was like, if this is the right word and if all of this line up correctly, you will see the word state in the definition. So I look up this word trance and boom, a half conscious state. State. A state of mind, a state of well-being, a spiritual state. But nonetheless, a trance is a half-conscious state characterized by an absence of response to external stimuli, typically induced by hypnosis or entered by a medium. So even though you're being stimulated, even though you're being shown over and over the lack of respect for you as an indigenous person of America, that's what we're speaking to right now, the children of God, we still fail to respond to the stimuli. Because it's like they got us in a state, a beloved state, as they call it, to restore a good government. But yeah, as I look at that, then I get to thinking about other things that I've studied. Let's read a little bit of this. Here we go. It don't say North Carolina, Texas, California, wherever. It says Democratic Handbook. This is all laid out. Brief statements of some fundamental and general principles of the Democrats. Oh, but first, let's get back into this. Before we get into this, let's look up this word, Democrat. I'm gonna just get to it. That looked like demon to me. So I got to doing a little Googling, moving my fingers around, nothing to hide. And I came upon this word right here. Check this word out. Demonocracy. That's an interesting word. This is where the etymology led me to. I'm just jumping straight to it. This is from yourdictionary.com. Filters. A government or by or of supernatural demons, such as the government which in some mythologies existed in hell. Are we not living in hell? That's beside the point. That's my personal. We're going to get it right, though. We're about to get it right. Okay. That's the noun. Democracy, when regarded as resulting in or being no better than government by figurative demons, by evil people, and when otherwise held in contempt. So, demonocracy and democracy are the same exact words. So, what we're looking at right here is the demonic handbook that they all go by. This is the Illuminati. This is their book. This is their bylaws. This is their knowledge that I just somehow happened to slip upon while doing my research. All praise is due to the Most High in the name of Jesus Christ. You know, it wasn't no slip upon. I'm here with intent and purpose. But it all came together. You know how that go, synchronicity. But anyway, we're going to read a little bit more of this. Under the American system of government, the people and the people alone are sovereign. So naturally, the indigenous people of America and the indigenous people alone are the sovereign ones. It literally tells you that, you know. You just got to know how to read this code that I'm finna lay. A little bit of this code. Not going to be here that long. I'm just on a little rant from what I just discovered. It's just like blowing my mind, and I had to share it with the people. But we coming. We coming for sure. They are the final arbiters and judgment of all public questions. So the indigenous people actually have the final say-so in all of this. Me, us, all indigenous people of America, all children of God. Not the foreigners, not the Africans, sorry, not the islanders. We're talking about the indigenous people of America. We have the final say-so, and we are the judges of all of this. But in order to get the results that they require, this is their handbook to manipulate said judges of all public questions, said indigenous people. This sovereignty of the people, let's continue. This sovereignty of the people was first proclaimed to the world as a basic principle of human government on 4th of July, 1976. This is a tricky one. Okay, they started off proclaiming that we are true indeed the only sovereign people and the only people would say so in this land. And then they immediately switched to their doublespeak, and they said, although we know these are the sovereign people, on July 4th, 1776, we officially unionized East Indian, West Indian Company, and came together as a union, a confederate against these sovereign people. In 1776 is not Freedom Day. That's the day they officially decided to enslave us. That's the day they officially decided to disenfranchise us as a confederate unit, coming together as one from all sides. I'm just reading, but this is what I'm getting from it. By the okay, let's continue. And upon it was constructed an American system of government. We haven't really gotten to the documents. We dealt a little bit with the Bill of Rights, but we're going to get to the Articles of Confederation soon. We're just trying to get all this evidence together, all of it. Now that I done got y'all handbook, but that's neither here nor there. I digress. Let me see what that said. Upon it was constructed an American system. So basically, our God-given rights was the Bill of Rights. Okay, their manipulation and their tactics was the Articles of Confederation. They took our God-given rights and mixed it with their manipulation and their tactics and created what's known as the Constitution, or this American system that they speak of. And this paragraph exemplifies that. It starts off with our God given rights. Under the American system of government, the people and the people alone are sovereigns. And then it switches to the double speech. This sovereignty of the people was first proclaimed to the world in 1776, and they blend themselves in with that sentence, and then the sentence ends with the Constitution. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I just look like this and I just talk shit like that. You know what I'm talking about? But trust me, I'm fit to lay it out on y'all ass. You know what I'm talking about? But that's just one paragraph. I wanted to get into that and lay that out. As I continue to do research, I'm gonna fire up a little bit more of this and talk about a couple of key words I learned. So we already discovered that the state is code word for the hypnotic state, the trance that they got on the people, the control that they got over the people's mind, the neuralization. So let me see if I can find this state movie. You know, I can't go get deep into it because I just been going through it. I just got to it. Okay, let's look at this one. At page 5, this little paragraph right here. As much as the loss of power by the democratic people in a nation and in state may be regretted. So they speaking about how they took losses as a democratic nation, and they took losses in the state that they had people mind in. People begin to wake up and see them for who they really are. The loss will not be without its compensation. Should those who are to be appointed to leadership in the party thereby take warning and fully understand that if they wish to remain leaders and grow in favor, they must keep close to the people and learn to know and do their will. So if we want to remain in control of this and stay with the grip on them, we got to stay close to these people and learn how they think and to learn how to seduce them with what they want. Learn their will, what they want to be done. And as long as we can appease their wants, our democratic nation will still have them in a state, a trance. But yeah, we're going to go over a couple more code words and then I'm going to get out of here. What we're talking about right here is otherwise known as ideological subversion. You know, here goes some words I've been working on. I got some words for y'all ass. State equals trance, spell. Trance equals half conscious state. So it comes back, it goes the same forward and backwards. Let me see what else I got down here. State also is code for confederate. Code for controlled, as in a hypnotic state. And it also code for society, as in the Anglo-Saxon society. State is the Anglo-Saxon society. They are the ones that are the authors of this experiment. And then I ran into words like you cast your vote, you poll, you go to the polls. Casting and polling, that sounds like fishing terms to me. We're going to get more into that later. Oh, and this is when I learned what the word radical means. This is my shit right here. You know, I ain't a rebel. I realize I'm radical. Let's look up this definition. First, it led me to this. The part of the plant embryo that develops into the primary root. And the main part of the plant. You know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers about to reap what they sow. Well, let me get into this other radical. This other radical, we got relating to or affecting the fundamental nature of something. Far-reaching, thorough. That means to the bones of it. advocating or based on thorough and complete political or social change, representing and supporting an extreme and progressive section of political party. I mean, you ready to change everything. That's true. We're just gonna read this last one. A person who advocates thorough and complete political or social reform. A member of a political party or part of a party pursuing such aims. So yeah, I'm a radical. That's like my new word right there, radicalism. You know, radical. Jesus was a radical. The Most High is a radical, and we got that. And I'm coming in their name with the audacity to rip up all this shit and change everything. But we're gonna do this one step at a time. One step at a time. All right. Let's see what we got up here. Oh, that's something we ain't ready for that. We ain't ready for that. Okay. We ran into the Populist Party. We're gonna learn a little bit more about the Populists. The Populist Party began as the indigenous people disguising themselves as a political party, but later on they got infiltrated and then they went to a whole fusionist movement. But we're just taking this one step at a time. I'm really doing my research out here. You know what I'm talking about? This case is just gonna be undeniable, beyond a reasonable doubt, by a preponderance of evidence, like like it go. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it for right now. I just wanted to get into a little bit of the research I've been getting my hands on, getting all my ducks in a row, crossing my T's, dotting my I's, getting all my tittles in order. But y'all be on the lookout, man. We coming. We coming. I'm talking to y'all now. Excuse me, my people, indigenous people of America. I'm talking to these devils now. We coming. But we got to get this all laid back. All laid out. Excuse me. Laid out. But we coming. But all right, y'all, my people. Until next time, Focus Daily. Peace, y'all.